So the question basically is saying what makes Peter Obi different from Atiku Abubakar and also Bola Tinubu. It's just like asking me what makes day and night different. They're totally so different. And I'll go on to enumerate some of the reasons, some of the points that I have why they are different. We first of all look at the issue of health. I'm saying physical capacity. Many people will say it's not really not important, or we feel that, oh, it shouldn't be, and something that should be looked into. Given the history of Nigeria, there's nothing we can leave out of the table, because as we go on, the reason for history when things happen is to learn from them and ensure that certain things that have happened before, that they do not get to happen again. And one of the things about amongst the history of in Nigeria is the fact that we have had situations where we voted into office people who physically had certain issues or were said to have certain issues, and most times we said, oh, it didn't matter. And at the end of the day, it affected the whole nation, the whole nation as it is. One of those is to look at the issue of former President Yaradua, where there were a lot of concerns about his health. Everybody remembers that famous phone call of Olusegun Obasanjo, Umaru, are you alive? No, are you dead? Kind of a thing. And we laughed over it. But at the end of the day, it was to set Nigeria on a course that we have found ourselves in today. So it's very critical to be able to look at and say, okay, who is it physically? The health has nothing to do with death, and that's one of the things I always say when we talk about these things. It's not as if you're mocking someone. Somebody can actually be sick and they will live longer than someone who is seemingly healthy. So that's it. It's not about mockery. All of us, we all have our sicknesses in ourselves, and I've always talked openly about my own health issues. But the thing, of course, is to look at how does it affect the rest of the nation. When you look at the issue of, okay, when you're talking about health now, is the person able to continue with both health and mental capacity? Is the person able to adequately take on the affairs of the nation? Will we come to a place whereby it is other people that are ruling through proxy? We've had enough of the ruling through proxies, and we don't want that. So that's on one hand. On the issue of competence, also we have seen Peter Obi has proven to be more competent than the other candidates. We've seen his antecedent in Anambra State, and also, of course, we've seen Tinubu's antecedent in Lagos State. And one of the things that people always try to say that, oh, Atiku has done this, and even things like he hasn't done economic thing, that he put it together. That's not it. We see the role of he has been a vice president. He has his own businesses, but he has never been the person in charge. The vice presidency, we know what it is in this country. And of course, there were a lot of back and forth with his president when they were in office. So in terms of also empathy, and for me that is one thing that is so key, is the fact that Peter Obi has shown that he's more empathetic to the situation of the people. It's not the ones that have this, oh, it's only when they want election, when it's time for election, that they come out. But Peter Obi has stayed on the issues over the year. You constantly see him talking about Nigerian issues. He has been talking about Nigerian issues. He has been talking about, what are the things to do. He doesn't just wait until when it's election. He doesn't just go and travel to Dubai or London or sit there or have fun, and it's only when it's election time that he comes over. So he has been consistent in the fact that in showing that empathy, caring about the average Nigerian person. And when you have somebody who has empathy, what they normally would do is that they will try to bring you to the level that they are at. So for me, empathy is very key. We've also seen in the case of Peter Obi, where he has been able to, when he was governor of Anambra, with all the challenges, the political challenges he had to face, he looked the people, those political, what do you call them now? Those political, should I say, I'm looking for a more word, should I say monsters or something, that feel that they own everything. He was able to look them in the eye and actually get things being done. So that says a lot. Let's even look at the issue like pension. A lot of people are leaving offices, either as governor or whatever, and they're still collecting pension, monies that they don't need, monies that the states badly need, but they don't care enough for the people for them to be able to say, okay, let's not take this on. And so this is also one of the things why for me I'm really rooting for Peter Obi, and I see passion for him, I see patriotism, I see him as one who listens, and most importantly also he doesn't have a sense of arrogance where he thinks that it is his turn, or he's the one that like deservation, he's the one that should be there. No, he's coming in and saying, look, I'm here and I want this job, and he's presenting himself to the people and allowing himself to be questions to be asked of him, to be scrutinized by the people. So these are a few of the things why for me it is a Peter Obi candidacy rather than Atiku or Tinubu. Thank you.